Oh, it's my old legs. Oh, shit. I mean, I'll answer this again in a second, but I don't know what time the teaser comes out. Just IGN at some point today. Star Citizen doesn't like the number 7, so they skipped straight from 2.6 to 3.0. The court battle. Are they going to sort their differences out by playing basketball? Thanks, Pedro. If I can cut your song short, mate. Because I'm not going to be here for long, because the Redacted podcast in a couple of hours it starts, and I want to eat dinner before then. So I thought I'd pop online and say hello, because I haven't been streaming much recently. I've been super busy. I've had a cold. Going to have a lot of me complaining at the moment. On Friday, I'm busy for the whole day, so I've got to pump out a load of videos Thursday night. So the Squadron 42 special starts at 8 PM UTC and goes on until 10 PM UTC. So I suspect I'll get to bed at probably about 2 AM in the morning for me, and then I'm busy from 7 o'clock in the morning till like 6 o'clock at night. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be jam-packed full. Obviously, we'll cover the IGN Squadron 42 teaser, which is happening today at some point. I don't know when though. Don't know when. Could be now. Let me just check and see if it's now. It's not now. Not happened yet. No, don't put Star Wars things on IGN. Bad IGN. Spoiler free my ass. But that's happening at some point today. Some form of teaser from them. But yeah. So, other things that people might be interested in. Tony Zarovic and Chris Roberts have both been interviewed by My Radar, talking about gameplay mechanics, pretty much. Tony Zarovic talking about very near future gameplay mechanics as well, so stuff that might start appearing in 3.1. So it's very, very much worth taking a look at. Just done a video on it myself, but that's the source video as well. FaceTech are making motion capture cameras specifically for the tech that they built into Star Citizen, the face over IP stuff. So you can communicate in weird ways to people. So when I talk, I'm going to be doing that. So just so they really fucking freak out. The idea is that their camera is going to be the best possible experience for other people looking at your face. Although other microphones and, well, other webcams will work. This is just very, very suited to the task. And I will be buying one and then reviewing it based on its merits and then comparing it to my Logitech 920C. And I say 9C, Logitech C920 and C920 SQ42 that I have, and then just some cheapy shitty webcams, and see if they give good experiences or bad experiences or whatever. Because if they're really expensive, these faceware cameras, then fuck them. But here's their tweet. Why are people putting what king? Yeah, we know there's kingships, we know there's javelins, we know why are people putting exclamation mark? What fuck you? Completionist. Why is this happening? 8 PM according to SMB. Well, I mean, I was in his stream when he was trying to work out the time, and I didn't know it, and he didn't know it, and he went, maybe 8 PM? Because that's the sort of time that CIG normally go for. Yep, I think it's as good a time as any. Let's go for 8 PM. What else we got? What else we got? Bam. Oh, yeah, okay, so we will start answering questions rapidly in a minute. I just want to go through a couple other things. The best thing in the latest 3.0 PTU patch is I've had really fucking good frames. Loads of people are still having shit frames. And when I say shit frames, some people are having like 5 frames per second. And that's the best experience they've had in the PTU. I don't know why they're having such bad issues. Could be lack of RAM, could be system spec, could be software stuff, could be they're on a fully packed server on, I don't know. I'm not having those kind of problems. On fully packed servers, at worst conditions, I probably get 18 frames to 25 frames. Between 18 and 25 sort of thing. On the latest patch, I've been getting 35 to 50 frames consistently while playing, which is fucking great. It's like playing a video game, not a slideshow, which is really good. It makes combat, it makes everything a billion times better, because you can aim and you can kill stuff. The cool stuff actually in this PTU patch AO is interdiction is now in, so interdiction is kind of the wrong term for it now, because they use interdiction to describe the way that fighters will they have to intercept another fighter or whatever. It's quantum disruption is in, so that means that you can be pulled out of your quantum traveling when you're exploring or when you're on a mission by pirates. There's also other stuff that's going to happen as well, so there's going to be derelicts, there's going to be anomalies, there's going to be lots of other cool stuff that they're going to be adding to that as well. But the fact that there's some other interesting things that can happen to you in 3.0 is fucking cool. It's really good. It really spices up the verse quite a bit. And for people that want to see that all the latest patch notes, I've been running a tally. Redacted note for patch notes? Is this the latest patch notes? So let me post these up for you. One more message. Yeah. This is that bad boy. So I will keep a log of all patch notes and all major messages and things that you can get involved in. The IGN post is up under the PC section sneak peek posted 1 minute ago. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Let's have a look. Feel free to link. Oh my god, you're right! Oh, hello. Hello. Right, we're going to watch this bad boy. 1 second. Put this on. Desktop. Look at Mark Hamill!
You want me to learn your name?
Cool, that's a good... Is that a good volume?
You want me to learn your name? Do what I say and live long enough for me to care. You want me to learn your name? Do what I say and live long enough for me to care.
So this is the IGN sneak peek. Some Squadron 42E stuff.
The top back thruster's sticking.
We checked it, sir. Didn't see anything.
That means either you missed something,
So this is all in-game as well, which is pretty cool.
or I'm wrong.
We'll check it again, sir.
Some finger guns. So normally I don't do just like watching a random video on my streams, but I haven't lately.
Sir?
But, this is qualifies
Who
as
the
something
hell
I
are
see.
you? Stay frosty.
I'm your new wingman, sir. The name's...
Ease up. You want me to learn your name? Do what I say and live long enough for me to care. That's your Gladius. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be. We'll find out, sir.
Let's go.
Extension of the... Okay, that was pretty cool. That was cool. A little tiny teaser. Hopefully entirely rendered in game. If I see that in game as I'm playing around, I'll be pretty happy, to be honest. Right, go back. People like that? Not like that? Just a teaser. Obviously, that wasn't the CIG live stream that's happening tomorrow. Or the ATV special, and we're going to get lots of Squadron 42 stuff tomorrow. Squadron 42, highly anticipated space sim, spin-off, blah, 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 blah. In the video, you get to see Mark Hamill, Old Man Colton, who's your young pilot will interact with. Tune in to Star Citizen tomorrow on their Twitch channel at 12 PM PT, and we'll be around for 2 hours. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. That was a cool little teaser. What were we talking about? We were talking about something before I got interrupted. But that's cool. Cool little teaser. There was cool things happening in March. They're scanning loads of people's faces in on the Derby studio. If you're a subscriber, I think you can apply or buy tickets or something in March and April. To have your face scanned in and have a studio tour of Derby, Derby. I'll try and organise like I'll try and go and organise a bar citizen on the night that I go in March or April. So check that out. If you are a subscriber, you should have had a newsletter. What else is happening? There's not much else I wanted to talk about. We can just answer questions. Oh, so there's no real update on the Crytek versus Star Citizen legal battle at the moment, other than we'll have news when we have news. Could take months, could take years before we actually hear anything. Most likely it's going to be settled out of court or dismissed or whatever. We don't know. We have no fucking clue, really. If people desperately wanted, I could look at... there was a copyright lawyer and a game lawyer that looked at the case and had more expert opinions than I would have had. I could do a breakdown of his video and all we know about the subject, or I could not. We could just wait until we actually have some more news, because I'm going to be slightly biased about my case when I look at stuff like that, because obviously I'm a Star Citizen YouTuber. I'm heavily into the game. I'm a big fan. So when I see stuff, I will go, I wonder why they've done that, or because I won't be able to see it as much from Crytek's point of view, because I don't have as much knowledge about what they've been doing. I know quite a lot about CIG, their workings. I've been on studio tours. I know a lot of people and stuff now, so it's it biases your view somewhat. Well, everything indeed is alleged, but and my opinion. It's when I talk about it. Thank you very much for my chai. Thank you very much for the sub. I have updated stuff on Patreon with new goals and new rewards and all that jazz. I very much appreciate everyone that supported me over the last year. Christmas is a incredibly expensive time for a lot of people. So if you, for any reason, cannot keep up a sub, cannot continue to Patreon over Christmas or whatever, thank you very much. It's totally understandable and super appreciated. But don't worry about I really can't afford it. Do you know what I mean? It's Christmas. Treat yourself, treat your family, whatever. Really fucking support all the love I've been given. I've had a wondrous tour and a whirlwind adventure with Star Citizen so far. And my channel's growing at a massive pace. It's been amazing. So thank you so much for that. What else have we got? Anything else before questions? There's going to be a Squadron 42 newsletter that you can sub to later today if you want to. But if you don't want lots of spam and news, then you can just always come to me instead. I'll do overviews of that jazz anyway. Oh my god, there's so... On the Reddit, there's just a billion posts of the new IGN Squadron 42 trailer. Thank you very much, Raging Sage. I fucking love your face. Right, let's go into Squadron 42 and questions and, well, actually, starts as everything questions. Did CIG add Silent Gardener's name to the Squadron 42 credits? She's in them. She's in it. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's in the Squadron 42 credits because she stars in it as Pusher. Will we get security cameras aboard ships? They've got the technology to have security cameras on ships, so I suspect that that will be on some ships, or you can purchase them or put them on ships or whatever. Almost certainly. They've got render detection tech, they've got secondary viewport tech, and you can have holograms of your mates in front of you if you wanted to. They've got the tech to do it. I don't see why not. Do you ever get concerned by the amount of regressions that appear in updates of the PTU? No. So, yeah, obviously regressions happen, and they have regression testing for each of the PTU patches. I don't really get that concerned. They normally fix a good amount of what they say they're going to fix in a patch. Occasionally, they don't, and it's annoying. How much does the CPU affect the frames in the PTU? I see streamers with much better FPS than I can get. It's hard to tell and hard to quantify. I've got an 8700K and a 1080 Ti and 32 gigs of RAM. And I get great frames compared to pretty much everyone else I've seen. So rigs definitely have a part in it. I've also was watching a streamer today who had an okay-ish CPU, like an i5 5th gen, and a 960, and he was having 5 frames per second. So I don't really know. Like, if you have a really top-end rig, you're going to be getting more frames than someone that's got a mid or low-end rig, definitely at this stage. 3.0, when it goes live, should be much better optimized than we currently have in the PTU. They're adding the range-based updates, the bind culling stuff. They tested it a while ago. It's not in properly yet because they were having issues with it, and it needs to be iterated upon and updated and everything. And they're just generally optimizing the game more and more and more. Thank you very much, Starman 1980. Oh, good year to be born. You're actually 5 years. Is that when you were born? So it's maybe 30, 37. Good man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. No, so any of the numbers that you've heard? Oh, thank you very much, Citizen Starman.
Hope you have a happy holiday, my good man.
Oh, thank you very much.
Pew pew.
Pew pew pew. Thank you very much. Finger guns indeed. Yeah. There's literally the opposite of what I wanted because it's Christmas. But thank you very much. I will spend your money wisely on a laptop. Actually, I was going to say I'd put it on alcohol or New Year's, but it's going for a laptop. But thank you very much appreciate. So any numbers that you've heard with the Star Citizen versus Crytek case, so $75,000 and stuff in damages, that is literally threshold amounts that they put in their documents to make sure it goes to the correct court. So $75,000 and over makes a threshold so that they can sue for 5 million or whatever they wanted. We don't know. We don't have enough information about exactly what's going to happen because all of that, the numbers of everything that, say, Crytek were totally in the right and totally win, all of those numbers had yet to be determined. They have to work out, well, what's a reasonable amount of money to give them? How much have they actually been damaged by the break of this agreement? How much are the costs that they've incurred? So when you look at it like that, well, they get the money they would for their license, their royalties, the money that they'd make selling a small percentage of every game, that sort of stuff, plus their legal fees. So it would be a reasonable amount of money. God, yeah, if that was the case. Check your whispers. I couldn't choose a sound. Okay. 1 second. No, that's my videos. Why do I need to check my whispers? God damn it. No. Bam. Bam. 1 second. Look how good I am. I see a question. Do you think there will be Hunger and Thirst bar? I don't think there will be a Hunger and Thirst bar or anything. I'm hoping that they only do very light, if any, survival mechanics. So, well, they're going to have, obviously, environmental survival, so it will be oxygen required and that sort of stuff. I'm hoping that water and food aren't required to survive. But we don't exactly know what you're going to need for your characters to survive yet. They've talked about survival mechanics. They've said maybe. They said maybe light survival mechanics. They said you might need to eat and drink occasionally. I'm hoping what they do is they say, well, when you've gone to sleep, when you've logged out, they assume your character eats. That would be my want. Bored hardware question. I've got the Optane 900p. Oh yeah, so I've got an Optane drive as well. So haven't used it yet. Do I need any other drives installed with it to work? Can I only have the Optane installed and boot the system on it? So I don't have my operating system on my Optane drive. I literally just have Star Citizen on it. I've got the PCI Express card plugged in, and I've got my M2 drive, which has got my OS and recording stuff on. But I've just got Star Citizen on my Optane drive. Now, people recommend that you put your operating system and Star Citizen in on the same drive, because you have a really snappy operating system with an Optane drive installed. You can have lots of other drives installed as well. Don't just have to have the Optane drive. I am. I can grow a better beard than Saurus, a moustache than Saurus, but I wouldn't leave the house ever. I feel that the police might come around if I had that kind of moustache. Hey, happy Christmas, Bored. The question was a trap to make you read this. Wow, Garen, good job. Will there be aquatic vehicles in Star Citizen? I'm expecting boats. They've talked about the possibility of boats. They're going to have fully simulated waves and water, and they've talked about underwater caves and stuff before. So very, very likely they will have some form of boat or submarines and that sort of stuff. We'll be able to name our ships. I believe so. I'm not sure in what way that'll affect the ship. I'm hoping that we see decals on the side of our hull that have names and stuff on. I think that would be what people would want the most. It seems silly for the CIG not to do that. Did you say we could have our faces scanned for our characters? Yes, they're on in March and April in the Derby studio. They are having subscribers able to buy tickets to go for an office tour, I believe. I'm not sure actually if they buy tickets or if they just apply for a ticket, and then you can have your face scanned. If you are a subscriber, you will have a email about it. If you're not a subscriber, they're sending emails out about it in January. But you have to be a subscriber, I believe, to get on that at this stage. Will there be a winter/holiday sale in the coming days? Very likely there will be some form of concept sale or holiday sale or something starting tomorrow. That's my expectation. They have talked about a Tumbril vehicle coming out before the end of the year. I'm thinking it might be tracked or a tank or something. And there's supposed to be a ship as well that was potentially going on concept sale as well. Don't know though. Very few intelligent people have investigated a total revamp to a flight model of ships across the board. Are you in favour of significant changes to the flight model? I'm in favour of them constantly iterating on the flight model until it works. I'm cool with them testing it and getting new flight data and stuff. Do you think there'll be a hunger and thirst bar? We talked about that. No, I don't think there will be. I fucking hope not anyway. I don't think there'll be a sleep bar either. Although I am very much up for ways of doing things that make people stop playing for a short period of time. I do think people can get obsessed by stuff like WoW and them not be able to regulate themselves very well, and they don't eat and they don't sleep. So some form of idling that would encourages you to idle rather than forces you to idle might be a good idea, but I don't know how to implement that at all. I'm sure there is a solution for it, I just don't know what it is. Hey Bored, have you noticed that not all the ships right now have compression to their landing? Yes, I have. Some ships don't have landing gear. In this... Yes, it's going to be implemented for ships, yes. I believe, anyway, for 3.0. That's the intention, anyway. No, so I think there's little to no chance of 3.0 going to a live release for the rest of the year now. I think that's very unlikely, almost impossible. I do think it's very likely, however, that we'll get the PTU released to everyone before the end of the year. Definitely, almost definitely. Well, I say almost definitely. That's my expectation. Even if it wasn't ready really to go to everyone, they would try to push for that anyway. Are you planning to do newscasting in Star Citizen? Yes. I will definitely try out newscasting in Star Citizen to see if it works in Star Citizen. I would take out Dan's statement again. I remember he was talking about survival, wasn't he? Will there be orbital mechanics in 3.0? Actually enter an orbit with your ship. You'd have to do it manually. There's no automatic orbiting at the moment, at least not in 3.0. How diverse will PvE combat be? Will there be lots of different encounters that require different tactics? The intention is obviously for it to be very diverse and have lots of cool stuff. Tony Zurovec was talking about gameplay loops and gameplay mechanics today, and I did a video about it today. He was talking about it on his My Radar interview, and basically saying they're going to constantly add more and more dynamic encounters and things to do and modules and variations of things until that every encounter you have feels unique. The intention is that every time you do something, it won't feel like it's a scripted archetype. It will feel this like unique encounter. That's the vision. So it can be very diverse PvE combat. So if I don't get good FPS with a GTX 1080 Ti, I will cry myself to sleep the rest of my life. So one of the things is that hopefully it will be significantly more optimized for the 3.0 live build. That's the intention, and lower end rigs will be a lot better than they currently are. What are you having dinner before? I'm not Scottish. I don't eat haggis. Well, actually, I do like haggis. I've got one of the nicest butchers in the UK near me, and they make like amazing sausages and amazing black pudding and extremely good haggis. And I do quite like haggis if it's done well. I mean, you can have shit haggis, you can have shit black pudding, you can have shit sausages, but these are all like the top tier. We'll be able to customize weapons in future iterations of Star Citizen, like attachments or receivers. So yes, you'll be able to overclock weapons and equipment, so that effectively making it better in certain aspects. You'll also be able to switch around components, so that you can put different sub-components in your systems and in your weapons to make it do different tasks slightly better, or some other ones worse. So, for example, you could put stealth components in that will make it have a reduced IR signature, but might reduce its output. Stuff like that. Yes, we already checked out the IGN trailer. It was a cool little run around in-game engine, it looked like, of Mark Hamill chatting to your character, and the inner thought system, which repeats the stuff back in your head in a robo voice, which was interesting. I wonder if it actually is going to do that properly in-game, and if that was the start of New Moritor or something. Have you used a Nox or Dragonfly other than the pink one on its side, and then when you turn on the power and have it turn into a personal rocket? No, I haven't done that actually. I was able to fly though the Nox and the Dragonfly and everything pretty well. Like if you turn off, if you gimbal lock it and turn off look ahead mode, you don't have so many problems with the drag and stuff, and it flies a billion times better than people that I've seen fly it. Less crashing and everything. Should I buy the Aquila? I mean, you're going to be able to try these ships out in 3.1 when it comes out. Don't know what you've got at the moment, but I kind of stick to what you've got. Keep your current game package. Consider buying it in the future if you're really desperate for it. But I wouldn't encourage people to spend money if they have to ask the question, should I buy? It's a very sort of like, just go and wait. Kind of wait until you're like in love with the ship. Or you can buy it in-game, test it out and say, well, maybe I do want to start with this or whatever. Yes, I'm planning to do the Redacted podcast later today. Which is why I'm only on for a little while. I'll be on for a little while, gonna go eat, and then go on the podcast. Are there caves in 3.0? I don't believe so. There are mountains and ridges and things. They've talked about procedural caves and stuff in the future. That's a possibility. it's a very probable possibility as well. And the same with underwater stuff and underwater caves, but not for 3.0, I don't believe, unless it's a specifically handcrafted cave that I'm not aware of, or something that they've carved into an asteroid. Obviously, like on Levski, you've got the big craters and stuff that they've handcrafted. What software are you using for your videos that shows the FPS and latency in the top right corner? That is not software. That is a command in the Star Citizen console, which is on my user.cfg guide. Let me link that for you. Okay, buddy. It is r_display info equals 3, or r_display info space 3, if you're putting it straight into the console. And it shows your FPS and, is it draw calls? Or is it, it's frame latency is the other thing it shows, rather than actual in-game latency. What ship would you recommend? Mustang Alpha. Mustang Alpha to start with. If you desperately want to get a better ship, consider getting the Avenger Titan. And then I would say steal, borrow, and use other people's ships until you're 100% like, I love a different ship and I want to buy it. If you've got loads of money and you desperately want to support Star Citizen, you're like, I believe in this project, I want to donate some money towards the cause and get the game that I want, then consider buying ships on concept sale or when the sales come out. But see, you'll be able to get everything in-game. And I think people are skipping out on a lot of the joy of that gameplay by skipping ahead or buying all the ships. You buy all the ships. You buy all the ships. Then what you're going to jump in the game with your Aurora, immediately go, well, I don't need the Aurora. I'm going to fly around in my Vanguard. Go, we're aboard the Vanguard. I'm going to, well, there's no point in growing money in this. I'll just go straight into my Javelin. And then you're just waiting for everyone to get, like, oh, I need crew for my Javelin. It's just loads of, just kind of skipping out a load of gameplay. So, mechs-wise, we're going to have Titan armor, which is the closest to mechs as we're going to have. It's going to be, it looks like they've done the concepts of it. It's going to have like a 1.5 foot or 2 foot, I think it's about 2 foot, 2 foot taller than a normal human. It's going to be like a power loader. You're going to be able to have like a big gun. It's basically an exosuit. There's also going to be drones in the game, which are at the moment planned for salvage, defense, and repair, I believe, as well, and mining. I think that's what they said for drones. I believe they're human controlled. I'm not sure if that means they're actually camera controlled by a human, or whether or not it's like more strategically controlled by them. What else have we got? Yeah, a lot of people are having terrible frame rates in the PTU, and I don't know what to say to people. Like, in the videos that I do of the updates with each of the patches, that is, I play it a couple of times, I play the patch through a couple of times and do a few things, and like do a mission, fly to a planet, all that sort of jazz, to see, I've got my own little special gameplay loop that I do, to see the frame rates, to see what we're getting. And the last one, I had great frame rates on. It was 45 plus frame rate, like quite consistently at 50 for a lot of it. And I've watched other people today with like frame rates of 5. So I don't know what to tell you. I've obviously got a beastly rig. I've got an Octane drive. Maybe the Octane really helps. I just can't see how. Any tutorials or tips about improving my dig fighting? Well, don't use a shovel for dogfighting. So I'm probably not the best person to ask tips for dogfighting. I'll do videos on and guides on loadouts and stuff and the basics, and then semi-advanced stuff or specific techniques for things. But I'm never going to be the best combat pilot. I'll just talk about meta and stuff. Tips are just play it loads. Play it loads, play Arena Command loads, play Vandal Swarm loads, play it all. I'm not playing on offline mode, they're on full servers. Or very, very large servers. I check the chat menu, make sure there's other ships around. I don't believe it's possible. I haven't found the setting to turn off space dust. You can obviously put the graphics settings to low, which lowers a lot of that stuff. How easy is it? How easy / reliable is it to join and play with friends in the current build? Really fucking easy. If you have a if you're already grouped before you go into a server, you can all join the server together. If the server's there's no server space on the server that you've chosen, it will spin up a new server, which is great. And if someone's already in a server, or you disconnect from a server ungracefully, so you crash or whatever, you can just jump back straight back into the server. Absolutely great. I haven't had any problems getting into servers. I own a Lenovo Ryzen 1700, blah, blah, blah. I've had terrible frame rates in the PTU. Is it my rig or the current BTU? Almost certainly the current PTU. I mean, it might be your rig, but not... It might be software-wise on your rig or something. And the RX 480 is not an awful graphics card either. It's like a recommended cheap graphics card that I'd recommend. It's kind of the level of the 1060 for the NVIDIA side. Yeah, I suspect it's just the current build for you. I'm not sure why it's having certain problems with certain hardware. What is the easiest way to fix the invisible character bug in the PTU? Relog? I don't know. I'm pretty annoyed that they keep on pushing 3.0 back. I mean, I know they keep on adding stuff and moving stuff around for it and doing different things for it. But like last Thursday, Eric and Davis said we're nearly, it's almost 3.0 live release now, almost nearly ready. I was like, cool. I report that as news because that's literally what he said. And it takes them like a good. I want it now, but I do want it to be ready before they actually release it. It's just they need to be more specific with their current plans. So at this moment, it looks like we're going to have it ready for this date. Obviously, that might change. That could be a month off. But this is the current plan. This is the current target. That's the kind of stuff I want. I think a lot of people, most people, are mature enough to be able to accept that those dates will change and can change and will change and whatever. As long as they give us constantly give us the most up-to-date information, that's what I want. I think maybe that there is a few very loud people that just go rah, 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 and get really grumpy, really angry, or troll when dates are missed and stuff. But obviously they have missed dates, not excusing that. It's fucking bullshit they've missed so many fucking dates and got stuff wrong. But, you know, just keep on giving me the latest information. That's what I want. What happens when you enter a planet's atmosphere in your spacesuit only? I believe you will die. If you enter the atmosphere, you'll start to fall to roll to the ground, and then you will die. And so Tony Zorowick talked loads more about subsumption on his interview. It was very, very good. Because they're basically planning to get all these things in for 3.0. That's the basis for a load of the tech and the gameplay and gameplay loops and loads more of the mechanics. And then they're constantly going to add little bits to them as they phase them in, which is cool. You can kind of cheat engine your way into offline mode, although obviously for the PTU that doesn't provide any useful data for CIG, so I recommend you don't do that. And technically it's against their terms of service. So technically it's actually against their terms of service. I doubt they'd ban you for it. I wouldn't recommend it. Could you do a comparison to determine the potential benefit of the Optane drive? I've talked about it previously. It's massive gains when it comes to loading times. That said, I can't recommend enough the Samsung 960, whatever it is, the Pro drive, because it's like 4 times cheaper, or half the price for 4 times the amount of space or whatever. So. No, Jeff, so I don't know how many servers have been added. Obviously, they're using Amazon Web Services, so that's scalable to whatever they want. So I suspect a lot of the data, a lot of the things they do is they use as few cores as they can and as few servers as they can during the testing, which is one of the reasons we have bad performance some of the time, or a lot of the time, because they're trying to work out the minimums they need for them to make the most money for the servers, because they don't want to spend any more money, because it's all scalable, I suspect. It's relevant how many servers they have because they can scale it up to whatever they need. So we'll have to wait. See what they decide with that. I think they're going to January at some point. They are doing a networking live streaming thing, like a game dev live stream or happy hour or whatever. So ask a load of questions then, because I don't know exactly what their plan is for servers, other than they know they are scalable and they can have as many as they want for the areas for around the world because of Amazon Web Services. But I'm not sure. Are they literally going to go for as least as possible in the short term? Because that would actually annoy me thinking about it. I want a good playable experience. Yeah, so they're planning to go over to that quarterly reschedule. So after 3.0 is released, they said that every 3 months they will release whatever they have, an update. Star Citizen with that. So they're going 3.1 will be what they've got. Hopefully they'll be able to get mining in there. Hopefully they'll be able to get ship sales in there for in-game money, that sort of stuff. And all the chips that are already flyable, they all go in. And then 3 months later, whatever else they've got in goes in. It's a change from what they've had previously because they did want to do monthly or bi-monthly patches, which they never got done because they started to do that and then they went, well, we need 3.0. We need to rebuild the game. We need to have object container streaming in. We need to have all these other systems in. And that's the bones of the game. So then we had the 9-10 month drought of patch, basically, which was really annoying. But aggravating more than annoying. But I understand why they've done it. And it's super important for the game. And stuff like Subsumption and the planetary landings has delayed the game by about a year and a half or whatever. And Subsumption now is the main blocker, main thing that's taking time for the game. So as they improve on that and as we see from patch to patch, we should see major changes to Subsumption, obvious changes when it comes to gameplay loops. So more variation of missions, more dynamic economy, player contracts so that you can buy and sell stuff to players and call for assistance. Again, service beacons, which is kind of this player contracts light, is planned to be in 3.1, which would be the first patch of 2018 after 3.0. On a relatively fresh server, I see FPS settle down to around 30 to 35, then slowly declines. Yeah, so it might be that after a server spun up, that we get server degradation, memory corruption, and that sort of stuff over several hours. It's probably what's happening to a lot of people. I stuffed my freelancer full of cargo, and then when it spawned, the cargo was not there, and my money's gone. How comes? I don't know. Pity you, be buggy. I haven't had problems with cargo not being in my ship. I have had problems with my ship, like, getting stuck somewhere or something weird happening after when I'm trying to sell my cargo. You've got a 1TB 960 Pro and you love it. I think they're great hard drives. We'll be looking at the ZSSD from Samsung as well, which is basically the competitor to the Optane drive at the moment, as soon as I can. So there's not going to be droids as such. There'll be drones, which potentially could be used for repair. There's also going to be like machinery and places where you can get repaired. There's going to be welding tools. They're not really going down the AI robot kind of thing. In lore, every time they try to do something like that, it's kind of failed. But you'll get like machinery and things, just not droids. I'm still not able to play as soon as I load, just dragging and glitchy. Will this be fixed? Or do I need to update my computer? Now I have played offline and it works fine. Just play as soon as it loads. It's just dragging and glitchy. I don't know. At BoredGamer. I don't know for specific individuals' gameplay. Sorry that you're having issues with that. Now you've played offline and it works fine. Some of the PTU patches have been terrible for some people and great for others. Wait for the next patch to see what it's like. 3.0 Live should be a lot better. I can't speak to your individual performance, unfortunately. Will the game progress? Alpha UEC upgrades armor be wiped? Oh, will the game's progress be wiped? Yes. So Everything you've earned previously through in-game stuff will be wiped from every major patch up till probably beta, possibly up until, well, almost certainly until live. So once the game goes live, that will be, everything won't get wiped anymore. But up until then, every time you purchase anything or earn Alpha UBC, expect it to be wiped from patch to patch. I'm okay with Star Wars. Like, I'm a Star Trek person, really. Star Wars is okay. I haven't watched the latest movie yet. How likely is it for Star Citizen's budget to increase to 1 billion? Very unlikely. I mean, if you calculate how much it's going to earn over the next 10 years, much more likely. I suspect that Star Citizen will raise about 250 million by if Squadron 42 comes out anyway, by the end of next year, maybe the beginning of 2019. And that will probably be all the money they need to complete the game to what they've said, to the standard they've said. That's my expectation. And then anything more than that, they can use to improve the game after they've released it. The thing with the crowdfunding money, and the money that they're earning at the moment, they have to put it back in the game. That's what they said they were going to do. It has to be used for game development. They're not trying to earn profits on that or anything. So, bear that in mind. Oh, I just saw a question, but then when's this Squadron 42 live stream thing? Their live stream is on Thursday at 8 PM UTC on twitch.tv/Star Citizen. I'm not sure if it's a pre-recorded video or if it's an actual live stream or a mixture of the two. It goes on for 2 hours-ish, though. Is there a way to fix the flickering in the PU when using 2 NVIDIA cards in SLI? Turn off SLI. Doesn't work properly yet. What's your take on the Crytek legal case? Will they win? Don't know. I have no idea. We need more information first. Potentially CIG has broken an NDA or done something wrong. Potentially it's nothing at all. Potentially it's a mixture of interpretation problems. Have no idea yet. I suspect at the worser end of everything, that CIG will have to pay them some money if they've broken an NDA. And I think breaking an NDA is probably what's happened here when I've been reading it. But I don't know. I don't know enough. Obviously, I'm slightly biased because I trust CIG like pretty much entirely. Although I also understand that they do shit wrong, whether or not that's their own fault or not. So they're only human. They may well have broken something and done something stupid. What else have we got? What else have we got? Talking chat. People being trolled. Stop being trolled. Stop trolling. As I said, even trolls are entitled to their opinions. Don't have to engage them. Don't vent. All good. More information's most always good, even if it is trolly. When is RSI going to update about Squadron 42? So we are getting Squadron 42 live stream tomorrow. We're also getting the sharing the schedule for Squadron 42's completion, I believe. So tomorrow, loads of Squadron 42 stuff. You also have to sign up to the Star Citizen Squadron 42 newsletter today, if you wanted to. Yeah, so they're planning to take much better advantage of multi-core CPUs. They said it would scale, the plan is to scale to however many cores you have eventually. So the more CPU cores you have, the better in the future. Although it is using multi-core much better now. They have moved a load of processors onto other threads and stuff. You can see the IGN teaser. Here. Here you go, buddy. Server degradation rise. I think it's probably memory corruption, memory leaks. I don't know. Do Do you think they could earn enough money to make a Star Citizen movie? Only if they start crowdfunding for that. That would... I want them to use the money they've got to make Squadron 42 and Star Citizen. Mainly Star Citizen, to be honest. Anything else, they'll have to crowdfund for separately. I wouldn't stand for that shit. If Star Citizen lost their lawsuit with Crytek, and Crytek got an injunction, and there was hard-coded CryEngine info there that's not Lumberyard, but is specifically CryEngine based on a license agreement that they had with Crytek in their game, and they were unable to remove it without the game ceasing to exist, then yes, Star Citizen could be dead in that situation. That is extremely unlikely, to the most extreme. It's a law case. It's about money. It's not going to be this. It's not going to be ZeniMax versus Oculus amount of money, and we can draw comparisons with the case. ZeniMax versus Oculus. ZeniMax versus Oculus. They did a very similar thing where they were going, well, you've broken NDA, you've broken this, you've broken this, you've broken this, you've broken this. You couldn't have made your product without us. You're basically profiting off our product. Blah 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 blah. And Oculus were acquitted almost all of the charges except for breaking NDA. And then I think they got like 8% of the, or a small percentage of what they wanted as a payoff for that. So it wasn't that Oculus was found massively guilty of all these, not guilty, and massively what is guilty, whatever you want to call it, in breach of. It's that specific NDA thing which caused them to have to pay $500 million from multiple sources. But I will do more research into that sort of stuff. There was that very good French, dude, I can't remember his name, sorry. They did a breakdown. He's a lawyer and for games and stuff. And he was talking about it. I can do a breakdown of his video and absorb comparisons between ZeniMax and Oculus. I'm sorry, I'm using words really incorrectly because I'm quite tired and quite hungry. So apologies. I've just recovered from a cold. So we might potentially see other stuff, hotfix patches and that sort of stuff. Potentially ships go in before the quarterly releases, though I doubt it. I suspect that quarterly releases will contain the patches. Every 3 months isn't that long to wait for new ships to come in. When can we expect to get access to all of Stanton? Good question. I'm expecting mid to late 2018 for the whole of Stanton, and they'll keep on adding to it. As soon as they have all those planets fully done, all those biomes fully done, then they can actually flash out the rest of the universe pretty quick. So when the Stanton system is finished, that is a good sign that the rest of the game, I know it's like, where I'm expecting 40 systems for actual live release, probably 5 to 10 for a beta. I know it seems like there's so much to build. Well, there's actually not. Everything's built modularly or procedurally assisted, so it doesn't actually take them that long, at least potentially that long, to build it all out. The only thing that takes them a long time is to build hero assets like the statue in Levski or Terra Tower or whatever, or unique flora and fauna. Star Citizen stream tomorrow at 8 PM UTC on their Twitch. PTU seems to evenly use my 6 cores, but leaves, yeah, so it only uses 30% of my 1080. It's really unoptimized at the moment. Do you think Ninja Theory's real-time motion capture tech will be used in time here? I don't know what that is. I will check that out. How big will the modding support be? So we don't know exactly how big the modding support will be. They've said that after release they'll still plan to have private servers and they plan to have modding. I think it's a missed thing. Like, I mean, actually, maybe that's one of the things that we aren't allowed to do. I would have loved to have seen modding straight away for the game. Just open it up to modding throughout the alpha, get people's ideas and stuff in. I think they said that cargo would release into space if your ship was destroyed. That's correct. Wouldn't it be better to encourage better piracy roleplay if cargo is lost if the ship is destroyed? So in 3.0, it's testing. They're just testing mechanics and stuff. The eventual gameplay will be, yeah, it's going to be much better if they pay off the pirates. So the pirates get a payday, and then they can leave. It'd be much better if they take the ship, so they have all the cargo and the ship, and they can salvage it. But in 3.0, they're just going, well, let's get these working, let's get this working, let's have ships when they explode eject cargo. Will the Star Citizen ever let you ride a horse? I don't think we'll be riding animals, but I don't know. Oh shit. Thank you very much, Citizen Moderus. Oh fuck. 1 second. Sorry, I haven't got half the things I need up on my screen. I'm just I was really tired when I started. I'm always fucking tired. I'm so sorry. Like the least professional Twitch streamer ever. Let's bring this up. Oh, KWO311, thank you very much for the donation earlier. Merry Christmas, Bored. Really glad I came across your channel this year. I appreciate your work. Do you plan on having autopilot? Do they plan on having autopilot other than how quantum travel works? I'm not 100% sure. With quantum travel, you can quantumly link to people so that you all jump together when the leader jumps. I'm assuming that you'll probably be able to have an autopilot which follows a leader as well in a wing, eventually. That's what I'm expecting, is that the NPCs would be doing that anyway. Says Moderatus. I'm terribly sorry, Bored, for fight in the background, but CIG must deliver something, and I refuse to give them any more of my patience. Well, you shouldn't have been paying for ships and patience anyway. No, I understand you're totally entitled to your opinion, dude. You're totally entitled to your anger and rage or whatever. It is what it is, though, isn't it? So we'll see what happens with stuff. I just wish that we would get more information constantly updated. Thank you very much, Hybrid V. Thank you very much, 2010. Thank you very much, Death Ghosts, for the subscriptions. Thank you very much, Piss Poor Pete. Piss Poor Pete. I can't read very well because I am special. Thank you very much for the subs. Very much appreciated. But I just want to be updated constantly with their current schedules and their current thinking. I don't mind if it moves. I don't mind if it gets delayed by 10 months or whatever from a date they gave me, as long as they constantly give me that most up-to-date information that they have, and they say, well, yes, the reason it's delayed is because we're working on this thing, which we expect to be done next week. It's not done next week because we encountered these problems 2 weeks' time, and this is the other stuff we've been working on. Oh, no, that's it. And I'm fine with that. I am totally fine with that. I'm mature enough to go, cool, yeah, keep me up to date. Yes, so I've got loads and loads and loads of guides on how to optimize Star Citizen. Here you go, buddy. Go there. There's links there to the Windows 10 performance guide and the Star Citizen performance guide and user.cfg stuff. I don't recommend using user.cfg stuff other than the command display info equal 3, because that gives you your frame rates and stuff. Thank you very much, Blue Tribe. Was it Blue Tribe? I saw his name. True Brute. Thank you very much for the cheer. I can't words or speak. Do you think we might see the anniversary livestream ship shape model come back as its own show in 2018? Oh, that's a good idea, actually. No, I like that idea. I don't know whether I see it, but I like it. I had Cots wants their investment on your channel back. I fucking wish that I got fucking paid by CIG or a fucking external body. It's just you guys that pay me, so thank you very much by either watching my videos or donating. And I appreciate that, thank you. The only thing I've ever received from CIG is, well, I got an interview with Aaron Roberts, admittedly, when I had booked a studio tour, because I asked for one, and he went, he's not booked. Yeah, of course, you can have one. So that might be because of my status. Thank you very much, MLG Pro, YOLO Swag. Thank you very much for the sub. Very much appreciated. And teacups, the only other thing I've received. So, take that as you will. I certainly am not any form of fucking paid shill. Certainly a Star Citizen fan, though. They are integrating Vulkan into the game. And they didn't say that that excludes DirectX 12 anymore either, which is potentially good. I'm very much looking forward to Vulkan. That means that we'll have, it won't be SLI anymore, but you can have multiple graphics cards with split frame rendering and stuff like that. I really like that idea. more cores, the better as well for CPUs. Lots and lots and lots and lots of potential optimization there. I don't know what the most someone has donated to Star Citizen is. I suspect that people have got over $40,000 in it though, and that are very happy with that investment. Any news on when we'll be seeing more on the Origin X1 and its variants? Quite possibly ready for 3.1. It's a small little bike, pretty easy to make compared to lots of the other stuff. When can we expect the next release of the PTU? Probably a build later tonight. So, tomorrow morning, later tonight, quite potentially another PTU build. Tanks on the RSI site for Concierge. What? You joking? Give me a link. Give me a link to the newsletter. What are you chatting about? On a tank. I hate buying stuff. I want to tap on this. I'm going to check to make sure there's no special tank. Oh my fucking god. He's not lying. He's not lying. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. It says VIP exclusive here. Dear concierge, 1 second. 1 second. So make sure it doesn't say I'm not allowed to show this. Additionally, please note. It doesn't say I'm not allowed to show it. So fuck it. Oh, no, wait. Just making sure. Just making sure. Oh, it's a fucking tank. It's a track tank. It's the best thing ever. Okay. It doesn't say I'm not allowed to show it, so I'm going to fucking show it. So Tumbril Land Systems is proud to reintroduce the legendary warrior of the modern age. It's a fucking tank. It's a Nova Tank. I'm going to buy it. I'm sorry, I'm just going to buy it. I know I don't like buying things normally. They say you can share everything in game. And you can have everything in game. But it's a fucking tank. Are they not having more pictures of it? Give me more pictures. Look at these little dudes. What are they going to fucking do? Little rifles. It's tank meat. We destroyed Javelin here. Oh my god. Tracked vehicle. It's got... What's that? Is that like a size 3 gun? Comes with a self-land hangar apparently at the moment. Nova Tank has been dominated by battlefields for centuries. Now Tumbril's iconic war machine is back for civilian sale, featuring a hard-hitting arsenal. The combat equalizer is capable of engaging ground targets, engaging targets on the ground and in the air. The Warbond edition comes with a base colour scheme as well as the Badland skin. And so you do get some like little bonuses for being concierge, getting like a day earlier sale. It's cool. But it's not, it comes with a UEE army box. I don't know what that is. What's this ground vehicle LTI pack? Oh, it just comes with loads of vehicles. So, that's including, so is it $95? I've got to pay 20% VAT, so that's why it's an odd price here. Okay. Cool. Tank, we'll know about loads more about it tomorrow. Just a little sneaky peeky. What else we got? What else we got? Sorry, I had to see if I was allowed to share that night. Didn't say I wasn't allowed to share it, so you know. So that will only be accessed by Concierge, I believe, at the moment. Why does my Aquila despawn when I spawn it in a rover actually been mining? Oh, that's probably a bug. It's because it will think there's an ATC there. So there shouldn't be an ATC there to be able to despawn your Aquila. So that's something I need to fix. I thought they had fixed that, actually. When do I expect the Mustang updates to be completed? For 3.1. UE army box. It would be odd if your fresh, brand new tank was shipped without ammo. Do you think that's what it is? Like military ammo and stuff. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. $110 for a tank. Well, it's $114 for me, so I think it's $95 normally. Any other questions? Because I'm going to go eat. I need that tank. We don't know enough about it yet. You'll be able to get it in-game. Obviously I had compulsion to buy a tank. Because it's a tank. Star Citizen virtual reality, is it going to happen? Yeah. So expect to see it in Squadron 42 first. But don't expect to see it for a while. Like, it will almost certainly be after release. What I would have hoped Star Citizen do originally was to say, we'll support VR in the future, but we might wait until second gen VR, because that would be the best thing to go for, in my opinion. The current gen of VR is pretty cool, but there's lots of odd things that you need to get used to, especially if you're playing Star Citizen with locomotion and movements and the controller interface and stuff. So people are claiming bans for acts of piracy in game. I'm planning to play mainly as a pirate, and I find this deeply disturbing. So no. I'll do videos on griefing and trolling and piracy in the future. But piracy is just another way of playing the game. It adds gameplay for everyone. It's not trolling, it's not griefing, and you're not going to get banned for it. You're only going to get banned for it if you're racist or running around griefing heavily. And griefing is not stealing someone's ship or making money as a pirate. Griefing would be, as an outlaw, as a pirate, ramming each and individual one of my ships, I bought 300 Auroras, into a particular guy at a landing pad constantly. Bam, 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 bam. That would be griefing. Any other questions? Question, right now, can ships hover in position in atmosphere? Yeah. Oh, right now, ships can hover in position in atmosphere. Tanks aren't going to stand a chance. What do you think? There needs to be some... So, there needs to be some things that being in atmosphere for ships causes issues with. So, whether that's weather, whether that's gravity, whether that's shields being a lot more vulnerable, whether weapons being a lot more effective when you're shooting from the ground somehow, or whatever. Yes, you don't want a ship to just fly over and be able to wreck everything on the ground. Thank you very much to Pundus. Thank you very much for the sub, much appreciated. Yeah, you certainly don't want ships about to wreck everything. There's going to be things in place to prevent ships just pissing all over all ground vehicles and targets. So that will be a mixture of environmental hazards, radar jammers, turrets that you can place on the ground. Ground vehicles are obviously going to be one of those things, but some ground vehicles are going to be anti-ground, and some ground vehicles are going to be anti-air. So kind of bear that in mind. So it's not... I've always wanted a tank. Okay, so it's not really an impulse to the Dawn Phantom. It's like, what's a tank? But also, it's a tank. It's not really an impulse. It's like good, because tank. It's good content for my channel. Like, I can justify a lot of expenditure on Star Citizen ships and vehicles for myself, because I go, I want to make content on that as soon as it's available. Some ships, I will go, nope, I'll just get it in-game, or I already have access to through a mate or something. I hate spending money on this stuff, because I've already backed the game with a lot of money, and I'd rather improve my rig, I'd rather improve my channel, I'd rather improve the hardware and equipment that I've got, hire an editor, stuff like that. The game changer was the Pioneer and base building. So it was specifically a base building ship that allows you to build outposts on planets, and then that was survey, outlaw, survey, outpost, and that kind of gameplay where you can build functional bases for mining, for drug manufacturer, for gas harvesting, lots of different things. Is teabagging griefing? I hope not, otherwise I'll be banned. Can one player fly multi-crew ships? Yes, and there are going to be ways that you can put AI modules into turrets. You can and blades, which are like basically information networking nodes that command them. You can have NPCs to fly your ship with you, or you can try and entirely fly them by yourself. The smaller multi-crew ships, that will be quite viable with. Huge ones, very unviable. Not viable. I'll make my own words fucking up. Deal with it. But yeah, NPCs and AI modules will be available for a lot of the ships. Will there be ways to mine and drill resources on your own land? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You'll be able to do it with equipment, and you won't need a pioneer to drop a lot of that equipment either. You'll be able to buy that equipment separately and transport it to the planet. Or have it potentially have it delivered to the planet. Who is the manufacturer of the tank? I believe it's Tumbril. Yes, it is Tumbril. This is my Star Citizen YouTubing. So, YouTubing and creating content is my job IRL now. I am the carer for my brother. Although I'm phasing that out a lot, although I'm still going to be a carer for him. He has going to have a lot more ability to use other carers and stuff that are going to be better suited to his needs in the very near future. Will there be world bosses? There'll certainly be tanks. Tank! I've got tanks on the mind. There'll certainly be pirates of note that will evolve from missions and defeating other players and stuff. There'll be world event-y type things that might happen. There'll be big raidy type of things that might happen. There'll be huge like vandal fleets and pirate fleets that you can go and attack and stuff. So there'll be boss-like encounters. The Tumbril Nova thing is this. It's literally the Tumbril Nova Tank you can buy. CG, if you don't want me to show this stuff, then say specifically in here we don't want you to show it. Or give me an NDA or something. It says disclaimer here, we're all good. Oh, cute. It's a tank. Sorry, we'll be buying in a second. Because tank. Oh, I've already got a picture there. It's pretty cool. How long till we see all the professions? Oh, it's going to be a while before we see all of them. It's fucking loads of them. And like science and stuff's going to be quite far out in the actual mechanic creation line. So we've got medical mechanics, we've got science, we've got exploration, we've got bounty hunting, we've got loads of different types of stuff that requires reputation. So that's from outlaws and pirates, all the way to being super good military man. There's repair, there's medical, there's loads. There's fucking loads. So a long time. I mean, you're talking like end of 2019 at the earliest, like when I expect that a beta is potential. There's beta potential. I can't words. I'm so sorry. Live stream tomorrow for Squadron 42 is at 8 PM UTC. I'm going to go in a second though. We'll chuck on the sneaky peeky trailer again while I talk, so I'll be talking through it. Where the fuck is it? There it is. On my French, I'm so sorry.
You want me to learn your name? Do what I say and live long enough for me to care.
Oh shit. I need to actually shout on the screen as well, don't I? Hey? That'd be useful.
You want me to learn your name? Do what I say and live long enough for me to care.
I don't have unresolved anger tank issues. Tank. Yes, I will be running an org with my black with some other people and stuff. I will talk about it in the future.
The top back thruster's sticking.
We checked it, sir. Didn't see anything.
That means either you missed something, or I'm wrong.
We'll check it again, sir.
Oh, the Pegasus escort carrier. Yeah, that's cool. I want to know about it as well. Not so true anymore. Less likely to bounce off the moon now. Last couple of patches, and only the first few PT patches that really bounce off moons.
Sir?
Who the hell are you?
Object can change the string is in the game now.
I'm your new wingman, sir. The name's...
Ease up. You want me to learn your name? Do what I say and live long enough for me to care. That's your Gladius. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be. We'll find out, sir.
Let's go.
There you go. What was I talking about? So object container streaming is in 3.0. They rebuilt everything with object container streaming in mind. Now, it's not utilised for its performance gains yet, though, and there's lots of stuff that needs to be done for it. So it will give us a huge amount of performance gains. It's an integral part of how the engine's going to work and how we're going to have so many people in a small space. So expect most of it to be done by the end of 2018 for object container streaming, and each patch to give a little bit more of its functionality. Will law-abiding citizens be able to repair, refuel, restock an outlaw ship in patrolled space? Will they have an element of criminality as well? I don't 100% know. I suppose it depends on the outlaw and stuff, doesn't it? Maybe if like the top end of outlaw, you might not be able to help. I haven't even thought about that. Right, so what is the most wanted profession right now? Don't know. Probably mining and economy stuff. Well, for me, it's mining, economy, and industry stuff. So, yeah. John Robs, I mean good. Thank you very much. I'm glad you mean good. Well, thank you for the money. Love you. Mwah. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much for the donation. Will the Warbond Nova be available for a week as usual? It's 10 days normally. But I expect that it will be available until... probably until Monday the 1st of January, actually. Think about it. Because it's a week and a few days afterwards. Week. Oh, yeah. Maybe, potentially up until the 1st of January it might be available. You're right, Soros, mate. What else we got? What else we got? Will personal weapons be customizable? Changing sights and adding foregrips or some add-ons like that? Yes. Very much so. It's got a rail system. You're able to customize your weapons with sights and gear and stuff on it. I was hoping we'd have that functionality in 3.0. But I don't think there is. Will there be raids? Well, yes, there will be raid-like events. I'm not sure how enforced they're going to be, but there's definitely going to be huge pirate bases, huge vandal areas and stuff that you'll be able to take out in fleets. First sort of like raid, major, double, super raid scale thing we'll see is Operation Pitchfork, most certainly. That'll be in beta. Sorry, Saurus needs me for the podcast. I have to go. I love you guys. Do you foresee players being able to hire other players as crew? Yeah, definitely. 100%. 100%. And there'll be player contracts and stuff coming, potentially with 3.1, where they have service beacons and stuff, so that will be the start of that. Right, I'm going to go host someone else in the short term. Twitch. I'm going to jump in and chat to Saurus, and then get food. Who we got? This dude's little fucking face. This guy's little face.
Hey, Per Capita Live, how's it going, man?
This guy. You go host him. Fuck it. Why the fuck not?
Thank you guys for those follows, very much.
And then you can come and see me on the Redacted podcast in 45 minutes.
Try some PvP in the Raven with no EMP, because you know what? We're absolute madmen.
Go raid this mother trucker. Thank you very much for the love, guys. Thank you very much for subs. Thank you very much for donations. I will be.
Oh, there's the Dread Pirate Roberts. Oh no.
Thank you very much for the love, guys. Thank you very much. No, double me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to double me. I will
when I
be,
seem to be,
streaming
I've been
tomorrow,
online for a long time.
After I got
I've
some
been
videos
online
done.
almost every day.
And we've got the Squadron 42
Okay,
stuff.
who are
We've
we
got
going to
the,
shoot at here? Who are these guys? What the heck?
The Redacted podcast in a minute. I'm tired. I'm
those
gonna
are
go
just random
coffee
NPCs.
and stuff. Love you.
This guy.
Right.
And the cutlass. Who's this
I can't
guy?
wait.
Okay, we've got a lot of cut.
I can't. But thanks for watching. Oh, you guys take care. I'll see you in a minute. See you in like 40 minutes. Just sitting here while the raid's taking effect, eh? I love you too. I love you all. Love, love. You're the best. Oh my fucking god, I'm the fucking worst. I'm the worst. Thank you very much for continuing to... Tank! There's a tank's come out. For everything. I love you, Tank. There's a tank. Finger guns from Southampton in the UK, mate. Pew, pew, pew. You guys take care, and I'll see you very, very, very soon. Peace.